And happy new year, everybody. How's it going? Hope everybody had a good Christmas. This is probably going to be the last anything I do on the channel. This is going to be the last of it for 2024. And yeah, and then we've got 2025 to think about. We got lots of plans for 2025. There's lots of things going on. But I like to, do this time of year for two reasons. I like to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. And then also, I'm less interested in asking people to get into their garages and look at their cars in their garages and shops and things while they have family and they're at home with family and things like that. So I'm less interested in doing that this time of year. So it just makes sense to do a live chat like this. So anyway, topic today, or the title of today's live chat, was what's going on in your garage. Got some interesting feedback on Facebook when I posted that. Uh, but yeah, how's everybody doing here? Gonna wait till some people log on. We get some people on here. I never know when to do these live chats. This is Sunday afternoon. Oh, we got Cam on here. Hey, Cam, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you. Yeah, I see you painted your van. You painted your van this winter. That's pretty cool. In the pictures, I noticed that the top was red, and I didn't catch that in the other photos. But it looks cool. Can't wait to see that outside. You did a good job in the fall. Yeah, you did that in the fall. Yeah, it looks cool though. Looks cool. It's new. Going to take on a new look. That is a huge billboard. Uh, that is a big bill, all rattle can. Well, it's cool. We'll see what it looks like. Uh, yeah. So things to look forward to. I got a short list of things I could mention here while we're waiting for more people to come on. So the very first thing in 2025 to look forward to is the New Year's brunch that takes place at the Travel Lodge, January 1st. The morning of January 1st goes from 8 to 11. So anybody that's interested, hey Travis, thanks for tuning in. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas to you. Hope you had a great Christmas. Good to see you guys on here. Yeah, New Year's brunch. That's the first thing we can look forward to. The Car Guy New Year's brunch. Welcome to anybody. And that's 8 to 11, Travel Lodge, January 1st, morning of. So if you're up, they have a great breakfast there. And it gives everybody a chance to kind of get together and say hi and shake hands and wish everybody a good new year. What else we got? Hop nights. The hop nights, the schedule's up. It's on Facebook. Rochelle shared that. All the hop nights are the dates are in stone. That's going to start May the 10th this spring. Looking forward to that. At the 8th Street Saskatoon, as always, 8th Street A&W. Also, the SIR schedule is up. You guys can look for that. So excited about that. There's a lot of neat stuff happening. So the Miles of Mayhem, I think a week from today we can start to register for that one. But SIR is not in the program this year. So we won't see any Miles of Mayhem participants come through SAR this year, which is unfortunate, but I'm sure they'll be back next year. So they have to, accommodate all kinds of different tracks, and we were lucky to be connected to at least the first few years of the Miles of Mayhem, so that was kind of exciting. But on a side note, there's a drag and drive event taking place at SR as well this season. It's called the Home Quarter Drag and Drive event. That starts June 13th to the 15th. So this spring, we can expect our own drag and drive event here in Saskatoon, taking place at SIR. I don't know a whole lot of detail on it yet. I can tell you that there is 8 classes in this drag and drive event. There's a lot of different classes, so be kind of cool to see how this all plays out, and that we can be a part of it, or watch it. Be wild. What else we got? We talked about the New Year's brunch, hop night. Uh, oh, you guys, if you watch the channel, you know who Warren is. He just celebrated a birthday here just recently. Uh, the end of December, I believe Warren turned 29 years old. So happy birthday to Warren. I don't know if Warren's on here. He'll probably, if he isn't on here watching now, he'll probably watch later. And I wanted to wish him a happy birthday. Did so on Facebook. A lot of friends of his on Facebook did. Another guy I want to give a shout out to is my good friend in Moose Jaw, Mr. Mike. So Mike has got the YouTube channel, Mr. Heated Jackets Quebec Garage, and he's only 11 subs away from 1,000. So if you're not currently subbed to Mike's channel, he just did a video today. It was a 73 Montego that he was working on. He's pulling the radio out of it. It was a buddy's car, and he's done some work on his cars and his friends' cars in his garage. And they were going to upgrade the radio. There's a auto sound type of upgrade. I don't know a whole lot about it, but you can watch Mike's channel. He can fill you in on that. And please sub his channel. He's 11 subs away from 1,000. He's been working at this for a long time. I forget how many videos he's gone on his channel, but it's a good channel. So check him out, Mr. Mike, Mr. Heated Jackets Quebec Garage. If you're not sub, please do so. Get him to that 1,000. What else could we talk about here? You guys. So I don't know if you know. Motor Trend channel, a lot of us know that all our favorite shows are disappearing, Hot Rod Garage, Roadkill. A lot of these are going to be gone this year. Some of them are still, you can still access them from YouTube. But what I wanted to bring up here, that that's kind of old news. Hey, how you doing? Bring on the spring, yes. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. I was going to mention that in light of that whole roadkill thing, I also noticed that every year I like to, I you know I'm I was I learned a lot from magazines. I was a big collector of car magazines, whether it be Hot Rod, uh, Carcraft, Super Chevy. Uh, I got a whole host of muscle cars. And I used to subscribe to all these magazines, and they're becoming something that is disappearing. Don from Moose Jaw, how you doing? I didn't recognize your handle there at first. Thanks for tuning in, Don, and Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you. Uh, I was just watching Clay's video, my next project, and your car, and I saw you in the background in one of Clay's videos because he was at SIR. He just did a video about yeah, thank you. He just did a video about his year in review at SIR. He made some progress with his car out there, and I saw you in the background. It was kind of cool. Anyway, what I was getting at with this whole New Year's brunch thing. Hey, Wayne, thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas to you. Yes, we got to talk about the Dragons Car Show. That's right. Wayne, please share the dates. I don't have the dates in front of me for next year's Dragons Car Show, so we can inform everybody when that takes place. Yeah, what I was getting at was books and magazines. I used to like to go to places like McNally Robinson and look at they had a section there dedicated to hot rods, cars, muscle cars, classics, things like that. And I used to pick out some neat, well, I've got one here I can show you. So, I like to find books like this, Motion Performance. So I used to follow Motion Performance. They built a lot of, they were involved in the whole installing big blocks in Camaros and Chevelles and making super fast cars. It was a dealership. Baldwin Motion, very cool book. So I like to find things like that. I know you can still buy a lot of this stuff online, but it was kind of handy to uh, just go to a bookstore, a local bookstore, and support local guys and pick up a book like that. Uh, and anyway, I'm noticing, McNally no longer has a section dedicated to cars anymore. It's just gone. And it doesn't matter where you go, and even the magazine racks in a lot of the stores you go to, places I used to frequent. If I didn't subscribe to a specific magazine, I could go to the grocery store or wherever, Shoppers Drug Mart, and they'd have a magazine rack full of car magazines, and I used to just pick out, you know, my favorite magazine. And anyway, I'm a big collector of magazines. I always have been. It's nice to kind of hold something versus reading it online and seeing the pictures online. It's nice to just have that. Just something weird about me, I guess. But anyway, that's all disappearing. So thank you, Wayne. April 18th, 19th, we can expect the Dragons Car Show at the World Trade Center, uh, Prairie Land, also known as Prairie Land in Saskatoon. So this spring, April 18th and 19th, 2025. Looking forward to the Dragons Car Show, as always. The shifters, I think my car might be in there this summer or this spring. Oh, Cam, you subscribe to both David Freiberger and yes, I have too. Now, yeah, a lot of those shows that have disappeared, these guys have started their own YouTube channels. Very recently, Mr. Freiberger started his own. And there is an interesting story. I watched Mike actually explain that. Mike Finnegan, he's been a YouTuber for a long time. And he explained why. And it was because these guys, they were so involved in creating this roadkill thing that became such a huge, huge success. They were getting 1 million views from those videos that they would do on roadkill. And of course, they saw it was a huge success. Motor Trend ended up taking it over, but they didn't own any part of it. So Mike thought it was really important. I don't have any stake in this, and yet I'm doing it every week. I should create my own channel and get something rolling. And that's what he did. And of course, I don't know how many subs he's got. He's over 100,000, I'm sure. And David's well on his way. And David just created one very shortly here, or very recently. But yeah, all these shows, these guys that had these big shows, Richard Rawlings has his own YouTube channel, Grass Monkey Garage. Dennis Collins, a partner that you saw on the Gas Monkey Show, has his own. He's got a great YouTube channel that I like watching. It's called Coffee Walk, where he goes out and buys classic cars and the whole process. And it's kind of interesting. Anyway, all these guys, the Street Outlaws guys, they all have almost every one of them has their own YouTube channel now. As a good portion of them no longer appear on a TV show. Yeah, so, and they're doing very well. So we can catch a lot of this on YouTube now. But I noticed that, not only have the TV shows disappeared, so have a lot of the books and the magazines, which is kind of sad. I like hanging on. I like holding something like this. There's a lot of history in this book, and it's primarily about, Baldwin Motion. So there's the dealership right there with a beautiful 67 Chevelle in front of it. And they had different versions that they sold, phase 1, 2, and 3. And as the phases went up, and they guaranteed, I think, a 10-second car that you could purchase at the dealership that had warranty. It's kind of a neat deal. Hey, Mr. Ken, thanks for tuning in. Good to see you. Finn has almost 1 million subs. Wow, I had no idea. That is crazy. Wow. he's got a great channel. If you watch it, it's one of the best channels out there, in my opinion, because of the way it's edited. He is, I don't know if it's him that edits his videos himself or he pays somebody, but it is the best cinematic. You got to watch it. You got to watch it. It's very cool. He is really, really good at what he does. I also like David Freiberger. His videos recently on his channel have been about the local history in, a lot of history, history of roadkill, history in the Bakersfield, California area, all the local drag strips, and the street scene back in the day. He shares all that. He has someone to edit him. Yeah, I'm not surprised. The time and energy that would go into creating that type of cinematic video, like even if you watch his intros, this is incredible. Just super eye candy. Yeah, at least he had somebody. Yeah, yeah. I don't doubt it because that it would take a long time to to do what he does and have a job and then have this YouTube channel as a side gig to film it. Obviously, somebody's filming it because he's not holding the camera in most cases, unless he's by himself and the camera's on a tripod. He's opening packages, by himself. He does those as well. But most of the stuff they do at the track, the stuff they do at the road on the road, he's got somebody filming them. I think right now David is probably on his own without any help. But yeah, Finnegan's stuff is incredible. So yeah, Dragon's Car Show. Looking forward to that. Mr. Ken will be there. Mr. Ken, Mr. Wayne. I was just talking to Mr. Shane here a few minutes ago. All these dragon guys. So we've made a couple of videos, including a couple of dragons. Well, three members very recently. Wayne did one at Wayne's of his collection and his car, incredible collection at his house and his garage. And then we paid a couple of visits to the Dragons Clubhouse and saw a couple members' cars. Oh, okay. So 12 volt Dave was who also has, the David Newburn is who Ken's referring to there, has his own channel as well. And he's kind of befriended Mr. Dan at D&D Speed Shop, and they've done back and forth and collaborated with the Dan at D&D Speed Shop has collaborated a little bit with 12 volt Dave. I didn't realize that he was doing work for Finnegan, but yeah, there's a bunch of those guys. There's another fella uh, that was part of that whole thing. I forget what his name is. He just started a channel as well. It's not Newburn, but oh, I forget that guy's name. Yeah, a lot of YouTube channels out there. There's a lot. There still be some car content. Unfortunately, those shows are gone, but it's part of a new era, I guess. Mike Cotton, that's the guy. Right on, Cam. You'll be in the car corral. That's good. We'll get to see your van close up. It's probably one of the first times we'll get to see it because April, that's coming up. It's coming up April 18th, 19th. That's kind of a nice time for the car show. Hopefully, there'll be no snow on the ground. You never know, spring here in Saskatchewan. But March that's an early one, and you never know with March. But April 18th, 19th, that'll be good. So, Mr. Ken, have you added to your collection since we saw you last? It's been kind of I don't know if Ken's still on here, but it's been kind of tradition almost that I visit Ken every year just after New Year's to video his collection because he's always added to it. And Ken, for those of you that don't know who Ken is, he appears on the channel. I've checked out his collection a couple times. He's got a gas and oil collection. He also is in the middle of a old school drag wagon build, 67 Bel Air wagon, 4-speed car, small block 4-speed car. Some of you guys might have seen that video on that. That's currently still in pieces because he's been busy with other things. Life got in the way. But yeah, have you added to your collection, Ken? If you're still on here. No, not really. Some more Hot Wheels. Hot Wheels to restore. Some auctions coming up as well. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there's still stuff going on. Yava is a really neat Hot Wheels collection. So for those of you that didn't watch the video, please go back and do Ken's collection. He's also a Hot Wheel collector as well as gas and oil. He's got all the original 16. Started restoring Hot Wheels now too. The collection's getting big. It didn't take long, and Ken's Hot Wheel collection is getting big, and he's very talented at restoring them. You can buy all the little, the wheels and the axles and the glass and the interior. You buy anything for these Hot Wheels, and he's done a really good job in restoring a ton of them. So, yeah, while we're talking about content, I had another friend phone me, a former Dragon member. His name is Tony, and he watches the channel, and he had an idea about, and this is something I'm really grateful for when people actually reach out to me and they watch the channel and they've got an idea about a video. Well, this is especially in the wintertime, that I find that very valuable. Not always can I act on those ideas, but when I can, it's sure a great thing. So Tony, he's got a brand new truck. Shared with me, it's got about 8,000 kilometers on it, the 2024 Chevy, and he went through all the motions when he purchased that truck very recently. That he undercoated it and he looked after it the best he could, and it's got a set of chrome. It's a loaded Chevy truck, and he polished up the running boards to make sure they were coated in a good protectant. And the thing has only seen about 30 days of actual bad weather, like here in Saskatchewan. He normally winters in Arizona. Well, this year he's here, but this truck has only seen a 1 month possibly or less of this weather. And these new running boards and things are starting to rust. He sent me pictures today, actually. We had this conversation yesterday. He sent me pictures today of his running boards, which are brand new on a brand new truck. I kind of went through the same thing. So what he was getting at was maybe I should share what what the corrosion factor on vehicles with. I noticed it actually gotten a lot worse the last few years, and I don't know what it is. I do know that we've had a warmer winter the last couple seasons, and I don't know if that's a huge factor or not. I spent my days underneath the vehicles, underneath hoists, with the vehicles on them, and it used to be that a vehicle that was 10 years old, it was a little tougher to work on because it's been on the road for 10 years. But now I'm finding a vehicle that's just a couple years old. The alignment adjustments are hard to do. In some cases, they're completely seized. I can't move them on a vehicle that has not been on the road very long. And I don't know if the way we treat our roads is a big factor. I'm having a feeling that it is. Also, there is the factor with the materials that are going into these vehicles today are not near as corrosion resistant as they should be, like the running boards on Tony's truck. I ran into the same problem many years ago, we bought a brand new vehicle, the wife and I. Probably the only vehicle we'll ever buy brand new off the showroom floor. It was from the same dealership. We bought a new vehicle, and it had the chrome package with the chrome running boards on it. And I took it back there for service just months later, and I happened to mention to the service manager that those running boards, I coat them with Mother's chrome polish, and I look after the thing. And you could tell, like the vehicle's clean. I always like to keep my vehicles clean, just like Tony does. And it was nice of them. The one good thing they did was they replaced them without question. I didn't ask for them to be replaced. I just mentioned that they were already rusting and that I was doing my best to look after them. So when it was in there for service, they actually replaced their running boards under warranty, which was actually a pretty cool thing. Then I couldn't tell you how long those ones lasted because we sold that vehicle when it hit about the 40,000 kilometer mark, where we traded it for something else. Uh, but yeah, that was my experience with a new vehicle, a brand new one. And I heard that part of the problem was there wasn't a lot of nickel in the new chrome plating that they do on things like running boards, and they're prone to rust from that reason. But anyway, $100,000 truck Tony has, 8,000 kilometers on it. He's done everything he could, and the thing's rusty. I'm not sure how I maybe bounce this off you guys if there's some way to turn that into a viable video. Usually when I do videos like that, I get a lot of guys come back and say, well, yeah, okay, we see there's a problem, but what's the solution? So in order to, maybe provide a video or make a video like that, we'd have to have some kind of solution to the problem or some kind of uh, fix or idea as to what to do to prevent it. So as I stand right now, I don't have a solution. Anyway, I'm just kind of rambling here. So I mentioned Warren turned, I think he's 29 years old now, that guy. Uh, and we talked about Mike, Mr. Heated Jackets Garage. He's 11 subs away from 1,000. Please sub Mike's channel. Registration for Miles of Mayhem is a week away. I mentioned that the SAR is not on this next year's schedule, unfortunately, but I'm sure it will be in the future. But having said that, we do have our own drag and drive that will take place in Saskatoon. It's called Home Quarter Drag and Drive event, June 13th and 15th at SAR. And there's 8 classes. You can check that out online. Home Quarter Drag and Drive event, June 13th and 15th, SAR. I don't know who exactly is putting this on, if it's SAR themselves, but there's 8 classes. You can, check it out and see if we can do a drag and drive event here in Saskatoon. What else was there? Hop Nights, talked about Hop Nights 2025 season. It's already locked in. All those dates are locked in. Starts May the 10th. 8th Street A&W as always. Shifters Hop Nights. Look forward to that. I forget about how many dates there is, but there's about 4 months there. New Year's brand. The first thing we're going to look forward to here coming up is the New Year's brunch. January 1st, 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. out at the Travel Lodge. It's called it. Yeah, I see you win quarter or eighth mile. Well, it's called the quarter drag, so I'm thinking it's a quarter mile. I'm not positive. It says home quarter drag is the name of it. Like I said, I don't have a lot of details on that. It's the first one ever. So I'm going to have my ear close to the ground. Not planning to answer it, but I'm interested on how this all plays out. But yeah, Miles of Mayhem, and that's a good question because Miles of Mayhem is typically all 8th mile stuff. So whereas this, they're calling it a quarter drag. So we'll see. What else can we talk about? So yeah, we talked about all those shows disappearing, and that's too bad. But we got, YouTube. all these people that had shows now have their own YouTube channel. Be aware of that. We're not really, Alex Taylor was connected to the Hot Rod Garage and a lot of different things in the hot rod world, and she's had her own YouTube channel long before any of those shows. She's been doing that forever. You do believe it's quarter mile, Rochelle? I'm saying, yeah, good. Well, thanks for sharing that. Thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you. Yeah, that's the way I'm reading it here. I guess we'll have to wait and see and get more details on that and share that later. But yeah, we're talking about the quarter mile or the home quarter drive and drive event. Drag and drive event. First ever drag and drive in Saskatoon, other than the Miles of Mayhem. So this is strictly a Saskatoon thing. Yes, thank you. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I was just saying when I started this, this is a great time uh, to do a live and actually say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to everybody. Uh, but also the other reason I do this at this time of year is I'm not really interested in knocking on doors and trying to get into people's shops and garages and things like that when they've got family uh, over for the holidays. It just makes more sense to do this instead. But we do have I got a short list of people for more garage tours and to check out some more cars. I love doing that. It's a lot of fun. It's just got to get past this holiday thing. Certainly, if there's somebody watching that is interested in being on the channel or share, if you have a special shop or garage or collection or a car, cars, and you're interested in possibly sharing it on the channel, I'd love to come and see you and video your stuff and do it your way and share it with the world. And certainly, I always tell people, uh, you can invite 10,000 people to your house and check out your collection or your car, or you can have one guy in your house to video it and not touch anything and share it with 10,000 people. So it's a lot easier, a lot less stressful to do it that way. And I mean, some of these fellas have amazing collections, but and it's nice to share that with the world. There's a lot of history at a place like Ken's place. Wow. Yeah, you chatted with Alex Taylor, Nick Taylor at SEMA, and Tony and Tess. Yeah, yeah. Again, all people with YouTube channels. Alex Taylor, now her dad, Dennis Taylor, has a YouTube channel as well. He builds amazing cars, drag and drive and straight drag truck cars. Uh, Amazing fabricator, and he's building race cars for many years. Nick Taylor also, and Tony and Tessa, amazing. Miss Midnight Maverick, both Ken and I are both very tuned into that channel. That's a cool channel, and it's connected to other channels. But yeah, we love the YouTube thing. Hey, Ron, thanks for tuning in. Merry Christmas to you. Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in, bud. And yeah, someday I'd sure like to get out to see your. Let me know how you're doing. If we can come and share your beautiful garage and your collection of cars. Hello, hi. Thanks for tuning in. Halo, Halo. Am I saying that right? Your garage is organized chaos. So is mine. Yeah. I've got three cars in a four-car garage right now, so I've got two stacked up and on one side. Some of you guys know what my garage looks like, but there's not a lot of room in there in the wintertime, especially because I try and squeeze as much in there as possible. And it doesn't, I've got enough room to work, but I got to move stuff around, and it organized chaos. I just try to keep as much inside during the winter months as possible. and it's not easy. But yeah, to do work. So the only thing I've done this year on my car myself, we're kind of getting away from the whole topic of this thing. Uh, I put a carpet in my car. That's all I've done. But I was really grateful to do that because the last couple of seasons I really concentrated on the YouTube channel and I didn't wrench on my car, and that's kind of my therapy. You know what I mean? I mean, I love the YouTube thing. I really enjoy it. But working on my own car is also part of my own therapy that I haven't been doing and haven't been looking at. But not my car doesn't need a lot, but there is things I'd like to do to it, and that was one. I got some new carpet in it. Yeah, Tess would love to be part of. Yeah, so I don't know if you guys got any. So the people that Ken's talking about here is Tony and Tess. They have a YouTube channel called Miss Midnight Maverick, and she's runs a super fast, or she used to. They've got several cars now, but back in the day, she was known for her. I think it was an 8 or 9 second pro charged Maverick. And Tony, her husband, was one of the fastest street race stick shift guys in California. Very well known racer. Anyway, they have their own YouTube channel and they're very cool, down to earth people. Ken's met them. I got an autograph from Ken from them because as he saw them at SEMA this year, so that was really cool. I appreciated that. He's room Guinness holder record here. Oh, you're stuck with you don't have a lot of room. Yeah, I know the feeling. I have to get creative. Sometimes we got to get creative in our garages and stack things and you know in ways that uh, you know, especially if you live in a cold climate like us here, you gotta you gotta work with what you got sometimes. Get it all inside at least. Very creative, yeah, yeah. Yeah, so some of you guys tell me what you got going on in the garage. Some of you guys, I know what's going on, but if there's anything, if you got any interesting builds going on, please share them. I know it's on Facebook. He's in the middle of building a new race car. He had a what he called monkey bars, but he had a chassis and cage for his latest race car build. Referring to Lou Fontaine, you often see him at SIR. Another fella was a Rad Lads member. Uh, oh gosh, I'm bad with names. Anyway, he had a nice, looked like a '57 possibly Chevy truck with a back half he was doing completely. Anyway, we're having we're having yeah, yeah, having a shed. When you got a nice garage. You don't need a shed. Small block Chevy 350. Well, that's cool. Working on a small block Chevy. Yeah, good deal. Can't go wrong with a small block Chevy. I'm kind of I'm really into big blocks now, but back in the day, uh, I ran a car out at SIR with a small block 350. It was a 355 by the time it made its way out. But I ran that car out there for 8 years consistently without any issues. The drivetrain, I did start to break axles towards the end of my drag racing career out there. This was in late 80s, early 90s. But that small block Chevy 350 never missed a beat for 8 years. I was pounding away at that thing in a 4,000 pound car. And it was running mid 13s all day long in a 4,000 pound car, which was pretty good in my opinion. Yeah, a lot of fun out there. So what else you guys got working on? Floor panel rockers? Yeah. How you enjoying your new Avalanche there, Cam? Yeah, life is awesome when things rumble, that's for sure. So what's that 350 going into that you have there that you're working on? Oh, Vega, that's even better. I've always had a dream to build a V8 Vega, and I have it. A lot of friends. I'm originally from Yorkton. I had a lot of friends, probably 6 guys I knew with V8 Vegas. They're fast, they're fun. Some of them were a little dangerous, but I've always had a desire to build one, and I never have. So a V8 Vega, that's pretty cool. Avalanche is good so far. That's good. Good to hear. Those are nice vehicles. I like them. Anything, and it's a LTZ. I have one LTZ in the garage, and it's the highest option vehicle I've ever owned. It's not the newest one I've ever owned, but it's the highest option vehicle I own, and I like it. Leather seats and all the fancy stuff. Yeah, yeah. Share more about your V8 Vega. That's cool. DVD player and sunroof. Yeah, my LTZ does have those options, but I'll be honest with you, we never open the sunroof and we never play the DVD player. So those are options that I couldn't care if they were there or not, honestly. Mr. Ron, are you still on here? What's going on in your garage? Oh, welding on some patch panels on an 84 Sierra. Very cool. That's Neil. Hi, Neil. Merry Christmas, Happy New Year to you. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for sharing. You're a busy guy. So you got an 84. Is it your 84 or is it somebody else's? Is it your 84 Sierra? You've got some neat trucks. And you got a really neat toy collection too. Oh, it is yours. Cool. Very cool. You're welcome. Merry Christmas to you. Yeah, it's nice to chat with you guys. I don't, this morning I had a nice opportunity. I went to visit a friend of mine, Blair, and a good friend of mine, Paul. Most of you know who I'm talking about. We got together for a coffee this morning, just a quick little coffee in Blair's garage. And Blair, being a photographer, former photographer at SAR. Also, he did Division 6 and a photographer for National Dragster. Very talented. Some of the pictures that you see online here of my car are done by Blair. They're really nice ones. It makes my car look super nice, nicer than it is. And his garage, all the walls are adorned by beautiful uh, drag racing pictures in the last 20 years. And he's met people like Leah Purett, John Force, Big Daddy Don Garlitz, and he's got photos of all these on the wall. What a beautiful garage. Anyway, we got together and we shared a coffee this morning and caught up. I haven't seen anybody for a couple months now, and it's nice to get together with. Anyway, that was real fun this morning. I enjoyed that. Full of cars and stuff. Only room for our model building. So what kind of you talked about getting heavy into models. Then you had a huge model collection. Yeah, I'd love to have a look sometime. Share a little bit about your model collection. I know you talked about that. I did. The guy I mentioned that has a YouTube channel and is very close to 1,000 subs, Mr. Heated Jackets Quebec Garage, had a half ton full of brand new unbuilt models. You know, they're different. I don't know if they're all AMT or all Revell or what they were, but he had a wide variety and a half ton full of them. And he was selling them. I don't know where he ever got with those. And I know you have a huge collection as well. I was trying to put you guys together in case you wanted to sell or trade or buy or But the model car stuff. I used to be, I used to really enjoy doing that. And now I see guys are collecting that stuff again. Huge I don't know how many Mike had. 500? I couldn't tell you. Usually Mike tunes in here. He must be busy as well, but uh, he could answer those questions for us. And Neil, he's got a huge collection, toy collection, amazing toy collection, Lincoln toys. And you put on that show every year. I'm actually wearing from Neil. Got this from Neil. Wearing my favorite sweater, the Gary the Gear sweater. Oh, there's an NFL. Oh, okay. I chose the wrong time, as always, to do a live stream when there's a football game on. I'm such a dumbass. Late 80s rules for classic muscle car spine. Uh, yeah, I'll try to. Not sure if I caught all that. Late 80s ruled for classic muscle carbide. Oh, that'd be awesome. That'd be awesome, Neil. I had fun every year that he had me uh, at your toy show. I love videoing that. I think there's such a connection with car people and car collectors and toy collectors, and there's so much neat stuff there. I'd love to come. Affordable and plentiful. Yeah. Oh, Wayne is asking when your toy show is. Yeah, share the dates with us. We'll start the advertising now. Speaking of advertising, I am not sponsored. Trick and Pepsi. Anybody from Pepsi is watching this, call me up. Like, if I have a chance in hell that happens, might be that lucky. Son-in-law's building a 1950 GMC 1-ton. He swapped out the 235 for a Chevy small block. He's an elect. He's an electrical EV. Oh, January 17th and 19th. Very cool. Coming up very soon in the new year. Oh, he's an engineer. Oh, okay. Very meticulous. Yeah. 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 I like the 50s trucks. They were very, the GMC, they're very sought after body style. So I put in a small block Chevy. I've seen a lot of guys. There's one local fella here calls himself Big Blue Bandito, and he has got some neat trucks. One of them has an LS swap in it. I believe it's a 1-ton. Second owner only. Wow. Second owner of a 50 GMC. Imagine that. Yeah, there was one fella here that I'd like to see soon in the new year. Is also his name is Gary. He has really high end built Roadrunner. It's got a little bit. It's kind of resto modish. Anyway, he's got a neat garage and collection, and I ran into him at the shop where I work uh, just before we closed for holidays, and he mentioned that he would entertained the idea of me coming out and doing a video and sharing some of his. He's got a nice collection of vehicles, and he's got some neat stuff in the garage. So hopefully we can hook up with Gary in the new year uh, and share some of his stuff. The Roadrunner was a really high-end build. He's had that car ever since he was a teenager. Used to run it at SIR when he was 16, 17 years old. And it was his dream as retirement present to himself to have the thing professionally restored. And he added things like, Colo. It's a high-end Wizzy build. Was debuted at the Dragons Car Show, uh, and it's a stroked. I believe it's a stroked 440. It was dynoed at, and it's fuel injected, 4-speed. I forget what gear is in it, but it's all coilovers and disc brakes all around, and like I said, fuel injected, and it's got a late model, lots of late model tech in it. Yeah, yeah, it's a cool car. Anyways, it was a retirement present to himself to have this thing done, professionally restored. I did the alignment portion on it, and then it went to the Dragons Car Show. He's been driving it. Uh, he wanted to use it as car show, go to car shows, go to Miles of Mayhem, do the Red Line run. He has done the Red Line run with a different car in his collection, but he wanted this to be a car that he could do it all with, make passes at the track. It was dynoed at Performance Plus. I'm sorry, I didn't finish that sentence. And it made over 500 horse. So it's no slouch. It's a really cool car. It sits nice and low. It's got a larger steel wheel. It's yellow in color with kind of a gator's back brown vinyl and saddle brown interior. You got to see it. Anyway, he entertained the idea of us coming out and sharing his collection with everybody. So that's cool. I love getting in the garages and shops this time of year. And if you're in the middle of a build, if you're watching this and you're in the middle of a build, let's share that. There is some other guys I can visit here as well, that were kind of halfway through the build. We can look at the progress on those builds. So I like doing that too. It doesn't have to be a finished vehicle. Well, guys, we're closing in on an hour here. I was going to give myself an hour on this. We're just about an hour. We've been online here. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Please, 456 gear, 12-volt Aussie. Oh, wow, 456 gear. This is going into your Vega. That's very cool. Yes, please send me a message if you have stuff that you'd like to share on YouTube on this channel, and you're local to Saskatoon or you're in the area. Uh, and I don't care if it's a completed. It could be a project. It could be uh, a collection or whatever have you. Some of the things you've already seen on the channel. That is what I'm interested in sharing with everybody. So if you got something you'd like to share, please hit me up. Let me know. But yeah, it's just about an hour here, guys. I think we're gonna sign off. I appreciate everybody tuning in. Uh, Certainly nice to say Happy New Year to everybody. Maybe see some of you guys at the Travel Lodge January 1st. But if not, we can catch you at one of these other events coming up. Or maybe I'll come to your garage and we'll do a video on what you're working on. Yeah, Merry Christmas, Cam. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy New Year. And we'll see you guys very soon. Thanks for watching. See you guys.